Carpentry and Cleaning Servicing, providing exceptional carpet and cleaning, floor installation, refinishing, home renovations, drywall, painting, plastering, doors and moldings, electrical and plumbing, and much more. We are a one-stop shop for all your professional needs. Give us a call today on 718-221-5572. That is 718-221-5572. Or you can call our cell on 917-939-3192. Check out our sales on all services. We're located at 218 Schenectady Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Servicing.
Hey, welcome to Ride Along Live for today. It is Wednesday. I had to think about that one. I have to think about that. It's Wednesday. How you guys doing? Welcome to the ride. Kiki, how are you doing, Kiki? All right, guys, listen, I want you guys to share this program. Don't ask no question. Just share this program. This is very, very important information, guys. Very, very, very important information. And we have a young man that we're going to be speaking with right now. This man, I would consider him an expert for all that he's been through and what he's doing right now. He's an expert. He is living with HIV, right? And we just did some reports and just got some reports that was done in the Caribbean and also here in the US and the diaspora that there is an increase. There has been a steady and sharp increase of HIV and AIDS in our Caribbean communities in particular. Now, this particular program right now, today, will enlighten you and inform you about what you should and should not do. The do's and the don'ts. The myths, the reality, the facts, and the fiction. All of this stuff. Tonight, we're talking about it. Share the program, guys. Share it, share it, share it. Hey, Damien, how you doing? And make sure everybody share it right now. Let me click that share button myself. Very interesting stuff. Donna Edwards, how you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much. I know all you're saying, nobody ain't fighting or nothing like that. We ain't quarreling. We're giving all your information and important information at it. Right? Share it up right now. Share it up right now. Do it as well. Who else we have? Hey, Amanda. Big up yourself. Thank you so much, Amanda, for chiming in and sharing. As you share, say I share. Rochelle, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rochelle. Appreciate you. Hit that share button. And also, guys, we are inside our special, an hour 4 for 30 special in our Ride Trivia, Ride Along Bingo. So anytime within this hour, if you go over to ridebuy.com to purchase a ticket, you can get 4 tickets for only $30. So, right. So this is for the entire hour. After this hour, it goes back to the regular price. Okay, so we are in a whole entire hour special, 4 for $30, and you know 4 tickets. One ticket is normally $20, so you're getting a steal of a deal only for this hour, guys. This special comes to you compliments Hostin's Funeral Home. Big up yourself, Hostin's Funeral Home. 4 for $10 within this hour, guys. So before you leave in any part of the program, you could go over to rideby.com and pick up a ticket. You get 4 for only $30. Yes, special. Yes, yes, yes. Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, we ain't sticking, we ain't wasting no time. We ain't sticking, we ain't wasting no time. I want to introduce to you a friend of mine. He's a Trinidadian brethren, right? This brother appeared on the program about two and a half something years ago. And my mind ran on him just this past week here. And it just so happened that the program today, we had a panel guest and they had an emergency. So I called up my friend Ray really quickly, asked him if he would be able to join us to give us some information because he's an expert on this, and he agreed. So we're happy to have you here inside. Ray, thank you so much, and especially it's a last-minute call, and you accepted the invitation to come on. How you been, my brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Hanging in there, boy. I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me make sure that we're not getting any feedback. Okay, audio. Okay, we're good. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, Ray. All right. So we have a lot to talk about, Ray. We have a whole lot to talk about. But before we go into the crux of the matter and dispelling some of the myths and as it relates to HIV and AIDS, what is your story? How did you find out that you were HIV positive?
So back in 2016, in May, I didn't have any symptoms. I was going for a teacher's assistant's position. And when you're going for that position, they ask you to do a physical. So my primary care, it was going to take too long to get an appointment, and I had was to get the documents in at a certain time.
Right.
So I went to a nearby clinic who I knew could do everything for me. So when I went in there, they offer you also HIV testing, STD testing as well.
Right.
So along with doing the physical for work, I also, because I wasn't normal with doing, I didn't typically go to the doctor for STD testing. I didn't really know much about STD and HIV. I just knew that it was something that was death and something you get from sex. So when I now went to do the physical, they did everything, and they also did the HIV testing. They actually did a rapid HIV testing. So when I did the rapid HIV testing now, so the social worker at that time called me into a room after I did the testing, and he said, all right, everything went well, but you are 98.6% positive for HIV. Which was a shocker to me because I didn't feel any symptoms. I didn't have anything. I felt normal. I only went there just to do a physical for work. So I was in complete shock, complete shock. And from that day, it was a dark period, but gratefully now I'm here advocating and inspiring people and teaching.
Kind of like a blessing in disguise. So when you found out, what was the process from the time you found out to the time you were kind of channeled through a treatment regimen?
So around that time, they were still trying to get everything to how they were still trying to make everything better at that time. Undetectability was something that was still freshly new. Undetectability meaning that you cannot pass on the virus to anybody else. And coming out with PrEP and that stuff there. So for me in that process, so when they told me from that clinic, because it was a clinic, they had to send me to an actual place where there was a specialist. So they was able to look up a specialist location for me, which just so happened to be maybe 2 or 4 blocks away from which part I did the testing.
Uh-huh.
So when they send me to that place now, the place there was very welcoming because they know how mentally challenging it is to receive such news,
Right.
right? So
Yes.
when I reached there, they already had word that I was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, the doctor, she talked to me. She said, listen, she break down HIV to me. She said, all right, the goal is to become undetectable. When you reach undetectable, you're good, you're normal, you can live a normal life and everything from there. So from there, I was able to go over there. I had to get insurance to cover the medication, but luckily I was able to start. Well, they had was to do confirmation. So when I went there, they took blood, they did blood work just to confirm my status,
Right.
and then the week after, I was able to start medication.
You know, you're speaking about it now, and
Mhm.
I know you're minusing the traumatic experience of going through it, right?
Mhm.
Because I could only imagine when
Mhm.
you heard those three letter, those
Yeah,
three HIV,
it was.
you immediately you start to think, well, I did, I done, I finished.
Yeah, you start to have a out of body experience because I remember specifically when he said it at first. I had was to ask him repeat that again because
Yeah.
I said, wait, what? And he said, yeah, yeah. He said, and watch me. He said it so normal, like
Uh-huh.
it was just a normal thing. He just said it to me, like, yeah, you have HIV. All right, let's find a doctor for you. And I'm saying, wait, calm down, repeat that again because I was completely in shock. So when I when he did find a doctor for me to go to, still my mind, like I felt like my soul left my body. I was having
Mm.
a out of body experience. When I was walking to the place, I didn't want nobody to touch me. I felt I felt just unnormal.
Right.
I didn't feel human. It was a weird out of body experience.
Guys, if you just joined us, we're speaking here with Ray, right? Ray is living with HIV and he has a story to tell. But during the process of getting to where he have the strength to even come and talk about it, he's an advocate,
Mhm.
he's working in the field, he went through a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
We're doing this program here today, guys, because we are aware that there has been an increase in HIV in the Caribbean region, pockets of our Caribbean community. So it's important that everyone listen to this program because Ray, the work that Ray do right now, the information
Mhm.
could help save a lot of lives and save a lot of people distress, right? Ray, I remember the last time we spoke, you was telling us that at the time when you found out, although you knew that you had HIV, you somehow was very apprehensive about anyone else finding out that you had HIV. You
Mhm.
wanted to keep it under wraps, and somebody bust your bubble. Someone spilled the beans.
Yeah, and then when the person actually spilled it, it wasn't anything like I slept with this person to try to do something to them. We had a simple disagreement.
Right,
They always say a minor situation reveals how a person really feels about you,
right,
or it shows a person's character, right? So we had a minor disagreement, and we had some back and forth, some exchange of words, and the person went on social media and exposed my status on Facebook. So now, at that point in time, we had each other blocked on Facebook, but the Caribbean community is small, so
right,
everybody taking screenshot. This person sending screenshot to that person, and then finally one person who is close to me will come back and say, "Ray, where's this I see in here on Facebook, boy?" And I said, "What?" And they said, "You see, this person posted this," and they showed me the status, and the person started to throw like words and add stuff to the story. When people don't have enough about you, they have to make up stuff to make the story seem more dramatic.
right.
So this person went on social media and exposed my status
Wow.
to the whole yeah.
So
Within the same year.
you knew it as a fact, but it's not like you was ready to have that exposed to the
No,
world.
I wasn't, honest to God, because in New York State, which is a controversy subject to. You don't have to disclose your status
Right.
in New York State. You don't have to disclose. It's a crime when you start in New York State, when you start going around infecting people. That's when it becomes a crime.
Right.
So when the doctors speak to you, they encourage you to either, if you had previous partners and you slept with them and you now find out your status, they encourage you to say something, or they have a system where you can give them the people number and they will call for you, but they wouldn't say your name.
Right.
They
Okay.
wouldn't mention, they would say somebody you slept with tested positive. So yeah, I wasn't planning to say anything, especially on social media, because especially the stigma behind it. Because the first thing people, one of these stigmas when it comes to males in particular is like, okay, did you get it from a man or a woman? And in their head, they only asking if you got it from a man, but they put the woman there
Yeah.
just to not offend you. So
Right.
you're worrying about that type of stigma. Then you're worrying about people don't want to touch you, they don't want to drink off of you, and etc. etc. So I wasn't ready to face that at all. So when that came, it was like I don't know how I had the strength. It was God's strength that got me through that, because I wasn't ready to tell people, especially on social media.
Yeah. How did you deal with the psychological fallout from that?
To be honest, as cliche as it may sound, it was truly God and then the support system I had. There were certain individuals who I was able to share what happened to me,
Right.
and they was very supportive. So with that and just God, I was able to just get through the
Right.
situation. So what I did in that situation, because one thing I've learned is when you own your own truth, people cannot use that as a bullet against you.
Right.
So what I did was, when that individual did that on social media, around New Year's, I took back my story
Mm-hmm.
and I told my own story. So
Oh.
when I did that now, and I did a video and I shared it on social media, I was really nervous. I did
I
this
can
video
imagine.
talking about it, explaining my status, explaining, I found out this is what I plan to do, and when I post the video, I said, all right, God, allow this video to do what it needs to do. So when I posted, I didn't go on social media for the whole day. Boy, within 2-3 hours, my phone started ping, 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 ping,
Wow.
inboxes. So I thought I was going to receive backlash, but actually it really was inspiring people. People started sharing their own stories to me. So it put me in a place where it was like I had, like, God, I'm not saying God planned this for me, but he
Right.
allowed me, because I've always been a type of person to encourage people. So now he put me in place to be in this field to encourage people who are dealing with this as well. So it started to turn into that from
Mm-hmm.
there.
Did your family or close friends scorn you or look
No,
at you funny or?
they didn't know. Family and friends didn't scorn. There was certain individuals who didn't want to drink off of me. There were people who were looking at me to see if I look like a person who has HIV.
HIV.
They was
Like, oh,
looking for
look
the
at
way,
his, look at
right?
his eye.
It's like, but wait, he's still kind of fat, boy. Nah.
Yeah,
You know, they
yeah,
watching, they watching for everything.
yeah, yeah.
They have people they watching. Are you all right? You're good. How long you have to live? These kind of questions.
Wow.
Before people ask, how are you? It was trying to find out, okay, how do you get it? Who you get it from?
Yeah.
How long you have to live? Did he get it from a man or a woman? These stupid questions. And it's like, HIV is a human thing. It's not, I know how they presented it back in the days, but they quickly changed that when they realized it's everybody who's sexually active that is catching the virus.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it's true. Now we're gonna go into the misconceptions of
Yeah.
HIV. I'm happy that you're able to tell that part of the story,
Mhm.
because one of the major misconceptions that was sold to us is the misunderstanding of HIV and AIDS.
Right.
right?
Which
So
is a
break that down
difference.
for us. HIV and AIDS.
Yeah. The difference, HIV is, okay, so in simple terms, HIV is what a person contracts. When you have sex, the virus come into your body. AIDS is what it gets. AIDS is basically HIV untreated.
Mm-hmm.
So HIV is what it starts as, and then when you're not getting treatment, it reaches to AIDS.
Right. I
Right.
see.
So, and the virus is very tricky. So how they determine between the difference between HIV and AIDS is, all right, let me break it down as simple. So everybody is familiar with white blood cells, right?
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
known as CD4. So when the virus comes into your body, it attacks the thing that protects your body, which is your white blood cells. So normal, let me not say normal human beings, but people who are not positive,
Mm-hmm.
uh, their white blood cell counts are normally 500 and above, supposed to be.
Right.
Anyone who's not positive. So when the virus now comes in your body and it starts to attack the white blood cells, it starts to take down the numbers of your white blood cells, but it starts to build itself. So
Mm-hmm.
meaning the count of the virus starts to make itself into cells and it starts to make copies of itself in your body. It could
Mm-hmm.
reach to 10,000, a million if it's not treated. So
Right.
when it's attacking the white blood cells now, and it's building up itself. So how they determine now its AIDS is when your white blood cell count is 200 and below.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if your CD4 count is 200 and below, you have full blown AIDS.
AIDS. Right.
Right. But
Right.
if your white blood cell is above the 200, then it's HIV.
I see. I see.
Right.
So with the advent, well, we're going to talk about the advent of new technology and medical intervention, right? But another
Mhm.
myth I want you to dispel, right?
Mhm.
The way in which someone could contract HIV. I know
Mhm.
we're in 2022 and we have to have this conversation, but we
Yeah,
really need to have the
it's
conversation because
true.
people
Yeah, yeah,
still
yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah.
How do people actually contract HIV?
So here are the ways you can contract HIV. Of course, sex, breast milk, um, breast milk, dirty, so needle exchange. So
Right,
if you are a drug user and you're using needles, that's one of the way. If you go somewhere and you're getting a tattoo and you're not sure if you're not watching to see if that person took out the needle from a fresh pack, that is
right,
one of the ways. And then sperm, semen.
right,
And that semen that's come and the semen is from either the female or the male.
right. What about
Right.
kissing? What about kissing?
No. You
Right,
cannot get it from kissing. You cannot even, it's the only, and you cannot even get it from oral sex. The only way you can actually catch HIV from oral sex is if a person has a cut in their mouth and they're bleeding. Because the saliva we have in our mouth
right,
protects us from catching stuff in our mouth.
right.
Right.
Okay, okay. Um, what about? I mean, people oftentimes say that and they attribute HIV to homosexuals.
Sorry,
But
just real quick. Also, blood transfusion. Yeah,
oh yeah,
blood
blood
to blood.
transfusion. Yeah, somebody did
Yeah,
say
just
blood
see somebody.
transfusion.
Yeah, blood to blood. So yes, blood transfusion, semen, sex, and needles. Whether you're using for drugs or you're getting a tattoo.
Right,
Mhm.
and it's important.
Mhm.
Not from sweating, like if you're in the gym,
No.
not
Mm-mm.
from sweating,
You cannot
not from
touch.
drinking from a cup.
No. Nope. Not from sitting down. If somebody use the toilet and you go sit down after them, no, you cannot catch HIV. Now, bacteria, maybe. Not
Right,
HIV, but not
right.
HIV. No.
Okay, all right. Let me put the number up on the screen because I want to open this discussion, this conversation to everyone, right? So, guys, if you want to call in at any point in time, you can call in the number that you could call 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. We're speaking to Ray, and this is an important conversation. And we understand that for a lot of people, they don't like information, but we will
Mhm.
give it to them anyway. It's important because we are seeing a steady increase in HIV in
Mhm.
our Caribbean pocketed areas. In the Caribbean in particular, we heard about it in Grenada, in other parts of the Caribbean as well. So it's important to know. And there are some prophylactics that we're gonna speak about that has been medical intervention. They say like a medical blockbuster in the treatment and prevention of HIV, but we're gonna get to that. So it's important that you guys pay attention and share this program so that your friend, your family, people out there, folks who have HIV and folks who don't have HIV still need to listen to this program. The old as well as the young. It's important. All right. So we spoke about the myth. Are there any other myths, Ray, that
Mhm.
we could speak about that run rampant and people have misconceptions about?
Um, One is also too, if a female is HIV positive, which we probably could go into, if she wants to get pregnant, she could have a child. That's what it meant. So, and then also understanding undetectability. So
Right.
undetectability, um, when a person, so basically again, when I was talking about, CD4 and the viral load. So when you use when you start taking medication, the medication is fighting off the virus.
Right.
So it fights off it to the point where it's not enough to pass on to somebody and it goes and hide itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think the virus has a mind of its own. That's just a myth of just from studying that I've been able to see. So when you become undetectable, 100% now you cannot pass it on to anybody.
Right.
So if you are dealing with somebody who says that they are HIV positive but they're undetectable, then you cannot get anything from them if you do engage in any sexual activity with them.
Right. Another thing I wanted to address
Hmm.
is that HIV doesn't have a particular look. You
No,
can
yeah,
look at somebody and say, that person look as if they have HIV. Look at that. Look at
yeah.
that. Look at that HIV person. Doesn't have a
Yeah,
look.
it doesn't have a look. The only way that it could possibly start having a look is if a person has full-on HIV, they haven't had any care, so now they're starting to lose weight.
Right.
But it not necessarily does not have a look because everybody body responds. The virus works differently in everybody body. So, it does not have a look. You can't, then if they're taking a medication, they're not going to lose weight. If anything, they might gain weight.
Mm,
If anything, because certain medications make you gain weight.
right. Connie asked, were your partner also infected?
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, what are they asking? Are they asking, did I infect someone or did somebody else had it?
Well, I guess it's obvious question if she's saying if someone infected you because you got it from someone.
Yeah, I got it from somebody. Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
person that he was with, that partner, that's how he contracted HIV. That's how he got it.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't have a look. You cannot catch it from sitting in the bathroom after someone.
No.
You cannot catch it by drinking water from someone. And now we're gonna get into the prophylactic. And hold on, I saw somebody, Marsha, before we talking about prophylactic, Marsha said, I am lost. Okay, so I don't know how we could rewind this, but Marsha, we were speaking about HIV and AIDS, the difference and the misconceptions and myth about HIV. If
I
you could tell us exactly what part you lost, so we could kind of
I
fill you
think
back
she was lost that as far as if a person is HIV positive and they're undetectable, because she made that comment around there
around that
that
time.
around that time
Right,
that if whoever they sleep with they cannot transmit it to somebody else if they're undetectable.
right. So
I
on the
think she was confused about
right.
that one.
So just Just say that part again. Just give us that
Okay.
information
So
again.
to break it down, remember when I was saying that the medication now. So the medication now is killing off the virus. The
Right.
numbers of because when the virus goes in your body, it makes copies of itself,
Hmm.
right? So it makes 10,000 copies, a million copies if no medications in your body. The medication now comes in and starts killing off the virus.
Hmm.
It kills off the virus, so it kills off so the numbers. So as it's killing off the virus, the numbers they call it viral load.
Right.
The viral load now numbers are going down because the goal is to get your viral load down to undetectable, meaning that they cannot detect the virus in your body.
Right.
The goal is to get that to go down and your CD4, your white blood cells, to go up, so your
Mhm.
body could be protected from all type of infections. So as the medication is killing off the virus, they have a number system.
Mhm.
Once you're once your viral load number is under 200, it's controlled.
Mhm.
Once it's under 20, then it's undetectable, meaning that they cannot detect the virus in your body. It has went and hid itself somewhere in your body.
So you could have unprotected sex
Mhm.
and not transmit.
No. So, like, even for, let's say, a female who is positive, right? And
Right.
she wants to make a child, so she wants to sleep with her husband or her partner. So, if they have sex, she doesn't have to do anything extra. Only thing she needs to do is just continue to take her one pill a day. And she could have sex with him and not pass nothing on to him.
Hmm.
And
How,
she can make a child and it does
yeah.
not pass on to the child. But what in that process, the doctors are monitoring just to
Mhm.
make sure that nothing is passing on, to make sure the child does not have it. So now in today's society, you in New York at least, there's no numbers to show a mother transmitted it to her child or her partner.
Yes, and that's
Mhm,
important. That's important.
mhm,
Um, Prophylactic and protecting yourself against
mhm,
HIV. I know the most common one people would say is use a condom,
mhm,
abstain. Those are the common
mhm.
ones.
Right.
But in this technological age, they have developed a number of different medical treatments that one could protect themselves. Tell us about the prophylactics for AIDS, for HIV.
So they have to break it down in simple terms because I like to use simple terms just in case
Yes,
people.
yes. And I
so
appreciate that.
so they have they have medication out to prevent you from catching HIV. It's
Uh-huh.
called PrEP, PrEP. PrEP is a pill you take every day to keep you from catching HIV. That's it. It doesn't keep you from. So if you are a person who does not like to use condoms, you have this layer of protection. It will keep you from catching HIV. You can either take the pills,
Hmm.
and now they have something where you could take a shot every 2 months to
Right.
keep you from catching HIV. But it only protects from HIV. So this medication is not, it wasn't made for people to go and have more condomless sex or be irresponsible. It's just to say, okay, if you decide you don't want to use a condom, this
Mhm.
will protect you from this, which is HIV technically is a STD that you cannot that's not treated. It's just
Mhm.
controlled. That's not curable. It's just controlled. So it's
Right.
just all
So,
right.
so you're
Listen.
saying that if someone does not have HIV, they did a
Mhm,
blood test and they don't have HIV,
mhm,
they could take a particular medication and it would protect them. And even if they have sex with someone with HIV, it's
mhm.
highly unlikely that they would catch HIV.
Right. If you keep taking, yes, if you take this medication every day how you're supposed to, or if you decide to do the shot, it will keep you from catching because sometimes people don't know.
Right.
Because especially in our Caribbean community, getting tested is not a big thing. Some
Right.
people have never gotten tested, but they're out there having unprotected sex consistently, right?
Yes.
So sometimes people don't know their status. So if somebody could say, yeah, 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 I went and get tested, but they never get tested. So if you
Right.
decide to lay down with this person and you don't want to use condoms, here's your extra layer of protection.
Protection, yes.
Right.
Yeah. And that is a very important notation because, as I said, with what we've seen happening with the rise of HIV in our community, and it doesn't have a particular look. You can't look at somebody and say they have it. If you are that kind of person that feel like that's what you want to do, you have to protect yourself, right? But here is what I know for a fact. A lot of men do not go to the doctor to check themselves.
No, they don't. Wait, if I could take it a step back, because I see that comment that
Uh-huh.
said it's given to sex workers only, mostly. That's another stigma that has to be that has to be addressed too. People
Right.
think that PrEP is not, you don't have to be sexually active with multiple people.
Uh-huh.
You can just have one partner that you are having sex with. Still, you are eligible to get on PrEP, because if you don't know who that person is sleeping with, and that person who they're sleeping with. So just to protect yourself, usually when you go to the doctor and they do an assessment, the requirement is if you're having sex with at least one person with
Mhm.
no condom, you do qualify for PrEP. So another stigma is that people catch HIV from having sex with multiple people, or you're out there, you're doing craziness. No. Some people, I have patients now who are married.
Mhm.
I've had patients who just lost their virginity.
Mhm.
So it's not to say, okay, it's for people who was out there having sex with multiple people. No, it's just an extra protection for everybody, even married couples. I offer it to married couples too.
Mhm.
Not to mash up anybody marriage, but reality is that some people step out. So it's
Right.
like, you don't know, this is an extra layer of protection for you.
Right. Right. Let me put the number up again, guys, because this is a very important discussion that we're having here right now, guys. All right. I want you guys to call in if you have any questions. This is the number 718-701-5720. We're speaking to Ray, and Ray is giving us at least a couple more minutes to explain this process. This brother is very impromptu. I called him about 10 minutes ago, and he decided to do it. Ray is concerned about the community. Hence the reason why he does what he's in the field right now, helping people get through this, right? And it's very important. So, guys, this is that time that I want you, if you have any questions, you don't have to be shy about it. Call in and ask your question if you have any question as it relates to HIV and AIDS. All right. Let me see if you have any other questions that popped up. Did you see any question there that you wanted to touch on, Ray?
Uh, some of these comments is just, both you and your partner should, yeah, it doesn't matter if medication they come up with, I don't trust. Yeah, I understand. See, I don't pressure nobody. This comment here, it don't matter what medication they come up with, I still don't trust it.
Right.
I understand your issue,
Hmm.
but you guys have to understand, right? When you look at data, when you watch the data and statistics, right? We as Black people, no matter female or male,
Hmm.
we are leading. Black people. When you
Uh-huh.
watch the charts, when it comes to newly infection rates, people who are living with the virus, Black people as a race, no
Right.
matter where you are in the world, Black people as a race is at the top of the food chain. Everybody else is down here.
Right.
Why is that?
Hmm.
Because we don't like to have conversation.
True.
We don't like, and not saying everybody, but we don't like to have these difficult conversations. They say knowledge is power.
Hmm.
Look at what's happening. If you go and Google or go on cdc.org and you watch the charts when it comes to STDs and infections and even kids, I
Right.
have the youngest patient I have is 14 and
14.
black.
14.
14 and black.
And how did that 14-year-old got infected?
Sex, sex.
Yeah, I
Because
mean, yeah, but was it was the person raped?
no, no, she's in the what you call it? She's a foster child.
Okay,
So
okay,
she's in
okay.
the foster system. She, she's not really going to school. She's
Uh-huh.
looking for love in the wrong places. And
Uh-huh.
we have predators out there. So
Yeah.
she has 14 and she just turned 15. So she got
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed at 14 and now turned 15.
Mm-hmm.
And because the lack of education, I always encourage parents to start having conversation with their kids from 11. Because remember, at least in New York, at 13, you're allowed to go to the doctor by yourself and get treatment and care. And
Right.
we are not allowed to say anything. There's a HIPAA law that we cannot inform the parents that their kids have contracted this or contracted that by law. So we by law have to treat them and give them medication like if they are adults. And we cannot say nothing to nobody. And that goes
Right.
for everybody. We are not allowed to mention or say anything. So yeah, with the kids, it's a lack of education
Mm-hmm.
and conversation.
Yeah. Um, Kim's asking if your
Mhm.
partner have HIV, can you still get PrEP?
Yes. So usually the doctors, the specialists, let me be
Uh-huh.
specific when I say this, because if you want to do these things, it's best to go to a specialist. General doctors are not really educated. Go to an HIV specialist. So when you go to an HIV specialist, yes, they will offer you the PrEP just in case you don't feel comfortable having sex with your partner. And you don't like somebody said you don't trust the undetectable thing.
Right.
So if you take this medication, it will keep you protected. But usually what has happened is people start taking it, and when they keep going to the doctor with their partner and they realize the partner is doing everything that they're supposed to do and no STDs, staying undetectable, sometimes they will start to come off.
Right.
So they just
Do you recommend parents having this conversation or giving their kids uh,
mhm.
this type of prophylactic?
Yeah, yeah, I would say yes, because especially the day and ages that we're in now,
Uh-huh.
this generation is different.
Right.
The generation now is very different. They're doing stuff at ages that we was not doing. So it's and like I said, the youngest patient I have is 14. So it's best to start have these difficult conversations because trust me, kids are going to explore. And nowadays, especially with the young boys, have these. It's because as a young boy, we're taught, yeah, you have sex with this girl and that girl, and you're cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, we need to get rid of that mind, that pattern. We need to get rid of that thinking. You need to teach your kids about sex. If you have unprotected sex, this is what has happened. For
Mm-hmm.
both females and male. For females, you have to be careful because you cannot just have sex with anybody. Your pH balance and all these things. You need to have the HIV, STDs. You need to have these conversations with these kids because kids nowadays are having sex just to be cool because
Right.
what they see on social media, what they see in the videos, and they're not understanding when you irresponsibly have sex, this is what happens. I always tell kids, don't allow a moment of pleasure be a lifetime of pain
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
you'll be regretting that situation because now you have to take a pill for the rest of your life.
Rest of your life. Newman is asking, you said general doctors are not usually educated. She's asking, did you mean that they are not educated about a
Yeah, they're
particular
not,
issue?
yeah, that particular issue, from my experience of dealing with patients who've went to general doctors. Um, like I have one guy, he wanted PrEP because he doesn't like to use condoms.
Right.
So he was having sex with different females and he was catching STDs. So I was having a conversation with him and I said, hey, listen, if you don't like to use condoms, no judgment, right? But here what has happened. When you start catching STDs, you open the door for HIV. So when
Uh-huh.
I started having that conversation with him, then he was interested in getting on PrEP. He
Right.
ended up going to a general doctor and not a specialist. The general doctor he went to told him, are you sure you're not having sex with men? Are you sure? Because the only way you can get PrEP is if you had sex with a man, which is
Mm.
not true. Not
Oh.
true at all. So now he's afraid to do this because he don't want nobody thinking he's gay, or he's thinking that, oh, so is this only for gay people? So I had was to refer him to a specialist here at
Mhm.
my job, and the specialist was able to break down everything to him and explain to him that no, that is a lie. PrEP is for anybody who is having unprotected sex.
Mhm.
So that is why I say it's best to go to a specialist who know what they're actually talking about, because general doctors don't really specialize in HIV.
I see.
Right.
What about people who don't have medical insurance here in the US in particularly,
Hmm.
right? Are they still, or would they still be provided with assistance, or do you have to be documented in order to get
No.
assistance?
So you don't have to be documented here. I actually was able, from a person who was in Trinidad and they came up here to visit, I was able to get them to get on PrEP from up here. Because if you're not a citizen here, they have programs that pay for the medication.
Okay.
So it will cover 3 months of the medication. Then you have to recertify every 3 months.
Hmm.
But you don't have to be a citizen. Even if you're up here and you're living up here and you don't have a social or anything, there's insurances that will pay for that medication. If you are, let's say, for example, if you're positive, it has
Hmm.
insurances that pay for your medication.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's important. That's important to know, because there are a lot of people who are scared to even go to the doctor because they might feel, okay, well, if they find out that they have HIV,
Mhm.
then they don't have the funds to pay for the medication.
Right.
On top of that, they don't have the status because they're scared to even go in because they're not in the
Right.
system.
Right, which is why I'm trying to get to Trinidad to do work, because in Trinidad, the numbers are going up as well. Because what happens is in Trinidad, they have one infectious building.
Mm.
So that infections building, if there's anybody see you go inside there, they know what you're going inside there for. And
Right.
that
Yeah.
keeps people from getting
Um,
treatment. So
yes.
now they're passing it on to, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. I've had patients where their partners in Trinidad was misdiagnosed, and they didn't find out till the person was on their deathbed that they was misdiagnosed, and it was too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's need to be more education in the Caribbean as a whole, especially Trinidad, when it comes to HIV, because the rates are going up, especially with kids.
Yeah. Francis is saying, Junior, where can I find your guest? Would love to visit, have a chat. She's passionate about HIV, just finished doing a HIV stigma discrimination curriculum. So I'm going to put you in
Mm.
touch with this
Okay.
person. Francis Seville, just inbox me and I'll send you Ray's number so you guys can have this conversation.
Yeah, and
Um,
also if you go on his page, I share the live. So when you click on the to see who shared the live, you should be able to see my name. My name
right.
is Ray John, but on Facebook is Ray Marie John.
Right. And she can inbox me and I'll share that
Yeah.
information with her as well. It's important that we have this conversation because in
Mhm.
2022, there's still so much myth and misconception.
Yeah.
The idea is that we need to protect ourselves, we need to protect others. It is not a death sentence. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
there are people who are living very healthy. Like, look at Ray.
Hmm. I need them now
Look back,
trying to lose weight.
you know,
I'm counting calories and everything.
you know what I mean? It doesn't have a particular look. There are even
Yeah.
mothers, there's even parents of young women who infected with HIV and they want to have kids. They have
Yes,
kids, right?
they can
It's
have
not a
kids.
death
The,
sentence.
the rate here, unless, like, because what happens is too, again, when you go to specialists and you're dealing with specialists, even in prenatal care, they're not going to allow, they will make sure that you're undetectable before you have the kid. And
Right,
even when you have the kid, they give the kids medication for a month just to be extra secure, to make sure
right.
the child will catch nothing. And there's no rate of mothers transmitting it to their child in this day and age. It has
Right.
to, you have to be somewhere where you're not taking your medication and the doctors don't know what they're doing. So these days is much control. There's women, you can, if there's women out there who are positive, you can live a normal life. Even men, you can live a
Mhm,
normal life. You
mhm.
can live a normal life.
I want you to summarize this whole conversation, Ray.
Mhm.
Let's talk about protection,
Mhm.
right? People who don't have HIV, don't want to catch HIV, talk to them about some preventative measures. Just capsulate it again for us. Things that they
Um,
can do to protect themselves from catching HIV.
I so for individuals who okay, for the individuals who are negative and who don't like to use condoms, there is stuff out there to prevent you from going through certain things. I know we don't trust the government. I know we don't trust like people and the medicines and stuff. But for me, if you could trust me, I have been able to see the works of this medication and see the rates have gone down because people are taking this medication.
Right,
It could really protect you from catching HIV. I mean, STD is mine. Sometimes catching an STD could mentally hurt too, but HIV is a whole different thing. So
right.
if you could protect yourself from having to go through certain things, take advantage. And it's not to say that you can go any doctor and the doctor is going to give it to you right away. They're going to educate you. They're going
Mhm.
to take blood work to make sure that everything is going right with you. Even when you're on PrEP, you go to the doctor every 3 months. So you're not only are you protecting yourself from HIV, you're also learning and making sure that your health as a whole
Yeah.
is taken care of. They check in to see to make sure you have any cancer cell, they're making sure your kidneys are good, your heart good, everything.
Mhm,
So sometimes, people who are not positive typically goes to the doctor maybe once a year.
mhm.
Now you're going to check on your health every 3 months. You're not waiting till something is bad, then now you want to go and check on it.
True.
I would encourage anybody, and anybody, you could inbox me and we could talk more about it. But I'm encouraging you, if you don't like to use condoms, no judgment, just be responsible.
Yes.
Be responsible. It's all about being responsible. Go and get tested. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That stigma of you, it's a gay disease and this, trust me, I've had patients that thought the same thing. And when they came in here, it's like, Ray, how did this happen? Because you allow the foolishness and the stigmas try to knowledge is power. You
Mhm.
allow the stigma and what society says to fool you. Don't be fooled.
Right.
HIV is a human disease. Keep in mind, I personally believe the government has responsibility for how it came about. So, because they had a thing where they injected syphilis in these guys and they didn't know. So
Yeah.
they didn't know they had the syphilis. So for a long time, it wasn't treated. So
That was the Tuskegee experiment.
right. So
Yeah.
you know these things are going on. If there's stuff to protect you, take advantage.
Right.
Again, HIV is a human disease. Anybody can catch it. You can catch it from sex. Uh, be careful when you're going to get tattoos. If you use drugs, no judgment. Be careful of who you're sharing needles with.
Mhm.
Again, please, there's stuff out there to protect you. Take advantage. Take advantage. I have seen people cry, break down, almost reach to suicidal attempts because the doctor came back and told them something that they did not want to hear.
Yeah. True.
You understand what I mean? So if you could protect yourself, if there is prevention out there, take advantage.
Yeah.
Trust me. You don't, I mean, give or take, people who are living with HIV is normal, but having to now, when you want to date, figure out how you're going to tell this person.
Yeah.
Or should I tell this person? You don't want to have to go through that because mentally it's heavy. And
Yeah.
if you don't have to go through certain things, don't.
Right. And that's, I hope people take heed. Now, we spoke about people who don't have HIV. Now let's speak to people who are might be infected with HIV.
Mhm.
Um, what should they do now? Put it put it in a
So
conclusion. What should
people who are okay, so ones now who are living with HIV,
they? Hmm.
right? Um, make sure you take your medication every day. Stay on top of that. Keep every 3 months, make sure you go to that. When it comes to disclosure, if you are, I mean, everybody to each his own how you go about doing it. I cannot force you to do anything. But I would advise if you're going into a relationship with somebody, at some point you should have that conversation
Right.
because you don't want where now you guys in a relationship and boom, they go in the drawer and find their medication, or they see an insurance people, and you don't want to go through that. So, and again, people who are living HIV do not allow people to put you in a box. You do not have to only date people who are HIV positive.
Mm-hmm.
Educate yourself. You know what I mean? And just live your life as best as you can. Life is short.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, HIV does not really alter anything. I am healthy. If anything, I'm more healthy than I ever been.
Wow. Yeah. But you check
I'm
up yourself.
more aware of my health versus prior. Because
Yeah.
before I knew nothing about HIV, STDs, you're just going all about thinking it's cool, but you're not really educated. So
Mm-hmm.
again, people who are living with it, don't feel ashamed. Don't let nobody make you feel ashamed. And again, disclosure at your own comfort, but be responsible.
Be responsible. Yeah. I think that's a key word in it. Be responsible. Ray, I
Mhm.
gotta say thank you for
Of
coming
course.
and sharing this story here with us again.
Yes, 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 yes.
Very
Of course.
informative, and I hope
I
we
always
continue to
enjoy these
speak to you.
conversations. We had to do it more.
Yeah, man. Of course, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, listen, I get tested. I do a full checkup like every 6 months.
Okay.
Right? I do a full checkup every 6 months from head to toe, blood work and everything.
Right.
So it's important, but the thing about it is a lot of men don't do that. So I
Now,
think men who do, like, I should even do more in advocating for people, men, to go check their prostate, go check
yes.
their do blood work and consistently to ensure that their health is
Yeah, and
intact.
it's not enough men out there advocating for other men to, and that's what needed. That
Yeah,
is what needed because we don't have men who like us who have these conversations. Like, well, you should go and get tested. Okay, you had unprotected sex. Trust me, you might want to get on this medication. We
right.
need these conversations because there's stigma even with just getting tested alone. I've had people who I'm interacting with trying to help them get tested and they're telling me not to say nothing to nobody. And
Right.
it's like, partner, first begin with, I don't want to lose my job.
Right.
Secondly, as an individual, I would never go and say, hey, so and so is in here getting tested. That would
Right.
make me look bad as a person.
Yes, yes,
If
true.
anything, I'm congratulating you. Good, you're being responsible. That's the
Hmm.
that's the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And women, this is on you. If you love your husband, you love your boyfriend, you like the relationship and you want him to be around for a long time, women, you help take your man, your boyfriend to the hospital too. Because women are much more responsible in terms of their health. A lot of women, not all women, but most women are very responsible. They get a pap smear when they're supposed to get it.
Yeah,
They go to the hospital. But some men, they only go to the hospital when anything falling out, when anything falling off.
right. That's listen,
You know?
encourage them before they have sex. Hey, well, last you get tested. All
Yeah.
right, if you guys are that good, hey, we go get tested together.
Yeah, yeah, just check it out. Check it
Check
out.
it out.
Know your status.
Make that
Know
a
your
norm
status.
because you don't
Yeah.
want to wait and all of a sudden you start itching and
Yeah.
you
That not some men are wait until they start itching until they start to
yeah, but
follow by the peak and that
some
is
males
it.
don't have symptoms. So
Yeah,
it's like, sometimes you may get it, from gonorrhea, you might get it drippings, or chlamydia, you might get it drippings, but not all the time you get symptoms.
right. True. Just go in and do your blood work. Yo, but thank you so much, Ray. We appreciate you.
Mhm.
We'll keep in touch, all right?
Of course, yes.
Thanks again,
Yes,
my
you
brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, guys, this is information. This is valid information right here. My brother Ray has been living with HIV for a lot of years. The brother, he knows his stuff. He helps people. He's now an advocate, and he wanted to share this information. And I hope you guys take heed. I hope you guys take heed because this is serious. This is very, very serious stuff, right? If you currently don't have HIV, you don't want to catch it, right? Take every preventative measure so you don't contract HIV. If you are living with HIV, if you are you were diagnosed with HIV, also know that it's not the end of the world. There have been so much medical advancement to help you live a very normal life. All right. But that doesn't mean that you want to expose yourself to it. There are even preventative prophylactic measures besides condoms that you could take, the PrEP, that could also highly, protect you against catching HIV. Remember this, guys. Take heed. All right? Take heed. It's important that we have these conversations from time to time. Okay? All right. Don't say I didn't warn you. All right, guys. So we're inside the last 10 minutes of our 4 for $30 special. 4 for $30, guys. We're having this special on bingo ticket. Remember, on the 23rd, right? 23rd, we will be having our $6,000 US bingo. That's $16,000 EC. $16,000 EC dollars bingo. But write this in for the next 10 minutes. You could get 4 tickets for only $30. Now, keep in mind, 1 ticket is $20, But in this next 10 minutes, you could get 4 tickets for $30. Click on the link right now, rightbuy.com. Click it right now after you purchase your ticket. Come back and tell me that you get your special and you're getting your 4 ticket right away, rightbuy.com. If you have not yet gotten your ticket, go ahead and get it right now. Listen, even if you got 1 ticket, you want to increase on your odds. 4 tickets for $30. And listen, you see this 4 ticket for $30? Today is the only day. The only day. It doesn't come back tomorrow. This is the only day you can get your 4 for $30 special. And this is sponsored by Host and Funeral Home. Host and Funeral Home sponsoring this particular 4 for $30 special. Guys, you have 7 minutes left. If you got 2 tickets before, you might want to increase those odds, You might want to increase those odds. You have 5 minutes left. Click on the link right now, rightbuy.com. If you have 4 tickets, if you have 2 tickets already, you could go and get another 4. Increase your odds of winning. It's $6,000, guys. $6,000 and US dollars we're talking about. 16,000 EC dollars in your hand. 16,000 US dollars in your hand for Christmas. 2 days before Christmas. And we should listen, when all you win and thing, all the other hook up your boy. Take me out to dinner or something. All right, guys, 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left to take advantage of our 4 for $30 special. 4 for $30 special. This special will not come back tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. We won't ever have another 4 for $30 special. I promise you that. Click on the link right now, guys. Let me see. I see some orders coming in. All right, I see some orders coming in. Let me click on the link. When you order, guys, if you want me to big you up, because I don't want to just call people names. So if you want me to big you up, just say you purchase your ticket and let me big you up. I don't want to call people name. Yesterday I called somebody name. They say, Lord of mercy, you called my whole government. 4 for $30. 4 minutes left. Hey, Sally, James, Julian, all taking advantage of this 4 for $30 special. 4 minutes left. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. 4 for $30 special. This special will not come back tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. This special will not be back tomorrow. Today's the only day. Sponsored by Hostens Funeral Home. This one is sponsored by Hostens Funeral Home. 4 for $30 special. Our bingo. Rightbuy.com. You have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. All right, we got some more orders coming in. We got some more orders coming in. People taking advantage of this. This is not going to come back tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. We're not going to have another 4 for $30 special. I can guarantee you that. Take advantage of it right now. In fact, folks are giving this as a gift, you know. You could give somebody this as a gift. Yeah, give them as a gift. Say, listen, I got you 4 tickets. Just imagine if you give somebody this as a gift, right? A Christmas gift. And they end up winning $6,000. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. They would love you forever. They would love you forever. Yeah, they would love you forever. It's a gift worth giving, boy. Guys, you have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. You have 2 minutes left. You have 2 minutes left. You have 2 minutes left. Hey, big up to Imran. Big up yourself, Imran. Taking advantage of our 4 for $30 special. You got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 4 for $30. This will not come back tomorrow. After this hour, guys, the price go back to $20 for one. The price go back to $20 for one. After this 2 minutes, the price go back to $20 for one. All right. Take advantage of our 4 for $30 special, guys. You have 2 minutes left. So somebody say, give them an extra minute. Okay, so let's put it back. You got 3 minutes, so we put it back. Kibbs bought all of our friends bingo tickets. And you know Kibbs' luck already. The last game, Kibbs won the test game. Yeah, she won the test game. That's the game that she won. That's the game where we're saying that, you know, we're just testing the system. That's the one that Kibbs won. So she's giving all of her friends bingo tickets for Christmas. So I hope that they don't win the jackpot and she just win the test game. All right, Kibbs, best of luck. All right, guys, 2 minutes left, 2 minutes left. If you want to take advantage, you have 2 minutes left. Just click that link. It's rightbuy.com. And there is a special going on, 4 for $30. After this 2 minutes, the price go back to $20 for one. And you're not going to get that deal ever again. So you have last 2 minutes. I don't want nobody call me and say, listen, could you bring back the 4 for $30 special? Could you bring it back one more time? I go say, listen, how you want me to bring it back? I spent a whole 10 minutes telling you go and get your tickets for the 4 for $30 special. I spent 10 minutes giving away a 4 for $30 special sponsored by Host and Funeral Home. Host and Funeral Home sponsoring this one, 4 for $30 special. And now you only have 2 minutes left. And after that, it's done. It's finished. It's gone. No more. No more. Finito. All right. Who else? 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 All right, guys. 1 minute and we're locking it down. 1 minute and we're locking it down. Say bye-bye to the 4 for $30 special. 1 minute and we're locking it down. We are locking it down in 60 seconds. We are locking it down in 60 seconds, guys. 60 seconds. Leave my 4 for $30 for Friday, please. This is the final opportunity to get your 4 for $30 special. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. All you count down with me now. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's all, folks. That's all, folks. Say bye-bye to the 4 for 30 special. Bye-bye, 4 for 30 special. Thank you, hosting, for giving us our 4 for 30 special. We appreciate you. And the price has just been readjusted back to $20 for one. Where's that? He gone. He finished. All right, guys. Ticket go back up, $20 for one. I told you. Thanks for watching our program today, guys. Thanks for being a part of this conversation. Don't forget to like and share and continue to promote programs like these. Share it with your friends, put it on a page, get everyone engaged in this conversation right here. Interesting conversation that we have here on Ride Along Live. Thanks to our team, our production team, producer Lois JJ, thank you so much. Moderator Kibbs, Gail, Deanne Fraser, thank you guys so much. The hardest working team in media. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Ride Along Live, where everyone have a story to tell. Good night. I was told that my producer just told me that we should leave it up until the program officially end. So until the program officially end, I think my producer reset the price back to $30. So she like you guys so much. All right. So until the program officially off air. All right. So you guys probably have a couple more minutes left again, and then it go back to $20 for one. Good night. Amanda, Gid Harry, Val, Kibbs, and everyone. Thanks again. Peace out.
In the Mar-a-Lago investigation, what do you make of this Trump legal argument that we just heard about?
You know, thank you, Wolf. Thank you, Wolf. It's always a pleasure being here on CNN. But you know, as I was talking to Don Lemon just a few weeks ago, I don't understand why every time I'm here is to discuss Trump. Listen, I am from the Caribbean. I'm from Grenada. And there is enough political back and forth for me to study Trump. Now, it's not on my radar. It's just not something that I think about. In fact, the information that I received was that I was here to talk about my bingo. Yeah, my bingo that's happening on the 23rd of December. $6,000, Wolf. We are giving away $6,000. Jackpot is $4,000. Tickets is only $20. Only $20, and you can get your tickets online at ridebuy.com. Yeah, that's ridebuy.com. Anybody everywhere in the world could play this. Just go on to ridebuy.com. Now, one ticket is $20 and 5 tickets is $80. Now, that's much more interesting to me than talking about Trump. In fact, I cannot participate further in this conversation. I just wasn't really prepared.
Carpentry and Cleaning Servicing, providing exceptional carpet and cleaning, floor installation, refinishing, home renovations, drywall, painting, plastering, doors and moldings, electrical and plumbing, and much more. We are a one-stop shop for all your professional needs. Give us a call today on 718-221-5572. That is 718-221-5572. Or you can call our cell on 917-939-3192. Check out our sales on all services. We're located at 218 Schenectady Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Servicing.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at grenadamarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. grenadamarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.grenadamarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.